Ian O'Neill here for Severe MMA, and we're in SBG 1 week out from Will Fleury's PFL regular season debut against Krzysztof Jotko next Saturday. You're on the main card. You're originally supposed to kind of fight Omer Yakhmedov. Opponent changed. Did that change anything for you in your kind of preparation or anything, Will?
Yeah, big time. It's a very different fight. Akhmedov is the kind of guy who's going to come at you a lot. Jotko's the exact opposite. Like, he seems like the type of lad who's going to try and touch and move all the time. Again, it's a great fight because he's a guy in the UFC. He's had a good few wins in the UFC. He's a decent name, so he'll get a lot of credit for smashing a lad like that. So in terms of prestige of the win, I think it's as big of a win. In terms of the way you'd approach that fight, very, very different. And
that's what you wanted for the longest time. You wanted that UFC vet, and now you get it over in the States in Vegas. Yeah,
exactly. So even though the opponent changed, the kind of the buzz of the fight for me was just as big. And the technique, what I've been drilling in the gym the last couple of weeks has been very different, but the buzz is the exact same. So I'm just as excited about this fight as I was about Akhmedov.
Yeah, what changes have you kind of made in the gym with your preparation with the opponent change?
So it's a lot more about stalking now, as in he's not going to come forward as much. So a lot of the plan for Akhmedov was kind of touch, move, back, wait, set him up. With Jotko, it's going to be a little bit different, and you're going to have to be the guy who's going to go forward and be aggressive.
100%. Look, you were saying ahead of your Anthony Salamone fight, that was your PFL debut over here, you wanted to kind of slowly transition into light heavyweight. How has that transition been?
Good, yeah. I kind of feel like I probably should have done this a few years ago, and when they originally approached me about this, I was kind of thinking, getting all that weight, but actually I like eating. So it's been fun, and not only that, I feel a lot more athletic than I thought I would at this weight. Just once at first when you start eating a lot, you're a bit lethargic and you're kind of sweating a lot more, and you're just feeling a bit like, God, my body's not used to digesting this much. And then you adapt and you get hungry, you're hungry all the time eventually. And then what you realize is you've great energy to train. And the thing that really surprised me was when I put on a bit of muscle mass, I didn't feel it. I just felt faster. I thought if I get up to over 100 kilos, I'll be heavier. I'll be, moving around on my feet now. I won't be as bouncy. I found I'm more bouncy. And then the speed of movement has increased. And it's funny, but I was having a conversation with my father only a few days ago, and he's real old school, and he was like, gosh, your grandfather said the exact same thing, And he my grandfather was actually a boxer, and he hurled for Offaly and all that as well.
Right.
And he was kind of he was a lot lighter when he was younger, but when he put the size on, he said, I got way faster when I got bigger. Now, he only told me this a few days ago, but it's hilarious. I feel the exact same,
right?
So maybe it's something in the genes or something, I don't know, but I've been shocked by I kind of feel like I should have been bigger for a long time, that it really suits my frame, and even I just feel I pop now, and I'm not more tired. I'm not I don't feel the size of my frame. It's only when I hit other things I'm whoa, that moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've really enjoyed this process. Eventually, the first little bit was tricky.
Yeah.
And the first little bit I did have doubts. I was I don't know if this is for me. I'm not the size of Johnny Walker. I'm not some 84-inch reach, 6 foot fucking 6 guy.
Yeah.
So I was I don't know, do I want to be competing against this? And then now I'm right. I have the frame to do this. I have the frame to be here and fuck these lads.
And what you don't have maybe in size in comparison to other light heavyweights, you're probably going to have in speed and movement.
Yeah.
So is that what we're going to see at, in your style right now at light heavyweight?
Yeah. So look, I'm if you try to be stronger than the strongest light heavyweights, I'm not that guy. And I'm fully, even still, I've put on a decent bit of size, but I'm not some absolute monster. I'm not Carl Moore.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm a lot more mobile than all those guys, and I'm a lot quicker than all those boys. And the style I've always fought has been a very in and out kind of a style. And even at middleweight, I was bouncing on my feet, and I would have thought maybe putting on a bit of weight will alter that. Actually, it's kind of aided that more than anything. It's in I feel bouncier. I feel more like I cover distance quickly.
Yeah.
I feel more I'm in fast and I'm out, I'm gone before you're able to touch. Plus, these guys are fucking slower too. That's the one thing I noticed. I've been sparring a good few heavyweights, even in boxing, whatever. And it's just there's a speed advantage on my side, and like, look, it's on me now, go in and show that and exploit that. Like,
yeah, about the PFL format, look at you're going in there 6 points for a finish in round 1, 5 for round 2, round 3 is 4 points. When you were getting prepared for that kind of format itself, does that kind of deter your training a little bit? Does it put a little bit more onus on getting the finish there? Because pretty much if you go out there and get a first round finished, you'll almost be guaranteed a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I think if you look for that, you're less likely to get it. Feel it. You'll know. Like, just, you know, the bigger thing in a fight is you'll see what's presenting itself. Go in there and read that situation. If you're over attached to anything like that, you're going to put yourself in situations you shouldn't be in. Whereas if you go in there and you feel the guy and you're stalking and you're moving and the opportunity comes, go, take it. Okay, it's going to be there. But if you try and force anything like that, it's less likely to be there.
Yeah.
So my whole attitude towards this is like, go in, feel it. Approach it like as in, you'll know where the hole is eventually. And if you go in and you try and smash a hole open, you know, that could lead you into trouble.
100%. So. Like, ever since we first started talking, all you've been looking for is activity. And you went through a frustrating time where you didn't get too many fights. Now you have the potential to fight 4 times before the end of the year with the regular season and also with the playoffs as well. That must excite you a lot.
Yeah. No, like, look, this opportunity is huge, man. And this is what I've been waiting for years. And like, even in terms of like my career, like, I feel like I'm, you know, one of the best, if not the best martial artist in Ireland, and I get very, very little credit for it. Like, and look, it's on me to go out and show that now, but I have the opportunity to go out and show it, and that's massively exciting. So like, this, like, going over to Vegas, getting a chance to take on a UFC vet, and then 6 weeks later again I could be taking on another guy. Like, potentially I could be fighting Thiago Santos in 6 or 8 weeks. So that's fucking amazing, man. That, like, you know, just like, you know,
all the work is paying off now, really, and you're
like,
finally getting the opportunity.
What I've done now will get to be shown.
100%.
So that's incredibly satisfying.
So you're heading over to Vegas. Are you going to do any work over there in any gyms?
Yeah, Kieran's been on to Jake Shields, and I think we're heading to Extreme Couture during the week. So that should be fun. Like, even just seeing that place and like training in Vegas, you know, next week's going to be cool. Like, but like, the work's done basically now anyway. So like, I'm kind of going to be just going in, tipping about, watching Kieran doing most of his stuff, but like, I won't be doing a huge amount over there, but it'd be class to go in and meet these lads and train with them and just see it. Like, you know, I'm fucking, the whole thing's incredibly exciting, like, you know.
Yeah. And look, you're heading over there tomorrow, you're flying over there, you're just going to acclimatise for a few days. But obviously you've travelled other places before. How are you going to kind of approach this trip?
Like, look, the body adapts, you know what I mean? So like, there's people who want to fucking do it different ways, whatever. Get over there. Just live your life over there, you know. Like, you'll have a few days, and just like, the main thing is the weight cut now. So it's the same weight cut it's always going to have been. Like, you know, I'm a decent sized light heavyweight. I'm about 101 kilo right now. I've come down from about 107 at my biggest. So like, the weight cut's going well so far. Like, I've done bigger weight cuts than this at middleweight. That's kind of my main focus right now. Like, I'm not too worried about time difference, especially going west. Going west always feels easier. The time I did Oklahoma was grand. I barely noticed it. Like, going east kind of seems like it's harder on the body. I don't know why.
I noticed that myself after flying home from Canada as well. It's not as hard when you're going back over the way, but it hits you a little bit more coming over this way.
Yeah, because it's easier to stay up later, isn't it?
So it is. And
I'm not worried about any, like, people going on about time difference and, would you not get over a week earlier? I'm like, nah, couldn't have bollocks, man.
And that's it. You've had that experience before, fighting all over the world as well.
And like, that's another big thing as well. Even like, Kieran was kind of drilling that into me as well, you know, like, this isn't fucking that different to anything I've done before, really. And like, it is more exciting, you know, I'll give it that. Like, and like, it does feel a little bit bigger. But I've gone to South Africa, I've gone to Jordan, I've gone to Oklahoma, I've gone to Rome, I've gone to fucking, you know, I've been all over the world fighting lads, and like, none of it ever felt that dawn. Like, you know, it's kind of just like, same shit everywhere, really, isn't it? Like, and like, even at that, like, I just feel very like, none of this is like different. You know, it is a little bit, and I'm excited about that. It's, my nervous system doesn't believe it's different or something. You know, deep down in the core of my body, it's like, it just feels the same.
Right.
You're doing the same thing you've been doing loads of times before, and it kind of just like, I suppose what I'm trying to express is, deep down you feel the experience is there, and you can't, like, you can tell yourself all you want in your head, but your body knows to do. Like, my body is kind of like, sure, this is the same shit. Like,
yeah,
that's how I feel so far anyway. Like,
right,
you know?
right, yeah. Look at, you mentioned Thiago Santos the last time. You're going to get a live look at him there. He's fighting Rob Wilkinson on the same card as you. Are you looking forward? Yeah, right after you. Are you looking forward to kind of taking a look at both of those gentlemen? Obviously, Rob Wilkinson went out there and won the regular season and the playoffs last year as well. So look, he has the target on his back this time. Are you looking forward to kind of seeing both of those guys in live action?
Yeah, I think it's an incredibly interesting fight. I'm very excited to watch that one, to be honest, and I hope if I don't get a chance to see it on the night, because I might be in the back and doing medicals at that stage or whatever, but it's a fight that I'm very, very eager to watch, whenever I get a chance to. Both guys have good skill sets. Both guys, in my eyes, are kind of the guys you want. If you're legit about this thing and you're going out there to win it, they're the guys you want to beat. So I don't know who's going to win that fight. And to me, that's an exciting one. And even though there's a good chance the two of them take each other out of it, if you know what I mean, because it's a strange one to put on first.
It is, yeah.
They're both the heavy hitters, you know.
PFL
what I mean?
don't mind doing that either.
Yeah,
and that's good. That's cool. Good. Yeah. Look, what else was I going to ask you? It was for me. I think you're wearing the Ireland jersey right now. We're both wearing our matching mustard tops. It wasn't planned out at all. Who wears it better? We let the audience decide. It's like little and large here. But look at back in 1994, you're wearing the Ireland 1994 jersey. The Irish went over and took over in the US. You're looking to do that next weekend.
Nice.
So yeah, how do you see the fight with Krzysztof Jotko going? What does it look like for you, in your opinion?
I see myself putting consistent pressure on him until he breaks. And he decides when that is. He's going to come forward at somewhere. He's going to try and break that rhythm at some point. Because the pressure, if you watch all of his fights, he's point-fought decisions. And in his last 10 fights, what's the most dominant he's been? You watch all of them and I'm like, okay, you could make an argument he won this, but it's it's close enough. And he kind of seems to have made a career out of just about edging guys. And there's a few of them fights, you're he won it, but not by much. And a lot of it was the guy settled into a rhythm that he was willing to accept. This is close. I'm not going to accept this is close. I'm coming.
Yeah.
So deal with me. And you decide when you're going to actually change what the rhythm is, because I'll be the one winning the points. You know what I mean? It's not going to be where you're going to be winning a decision. I'm going to be on the road to victory. If you want to change that, you can try and change that. Then we're going to get interesting. It's going to be very interesting on the main card on ESPN too as well. You must be looking forward to kind of getting that exposure as well. Yeah, big time. But look, here's the thing. Go in and be you. Yeah. I don't really fucking have to do anything different to what I've done so far. There's going to be more of a crowd watching it. That's going to be class. But it's really about the show what you are. That's what it is. Just get out there. Be Will Fleury in Vegas. That's it. Any plans afterwards? Yeah. You hit the blackjack tables. Yeah. Myself and Kieran are going to lose it all, right? Putting it all on red, okay? The hangover part 4 or 5, I don't know what it is right now. Yeah. We'll have to win that $1 million by the end of it. Brilliant. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it, Will. I'm delighted to see you getting the opportunity there, in against the big boys, in against the big names as well. It'll be on ESPN. It'll be on Channel 4 over here? I think so. It's either DAZN or Channel 4. And DAZN, it'll be on DAZN over here. I'm not too used to it over here, obviously, with in TSN it'll be in Canada, ESPN over in the States. On DAZN over here you can tune in and watch Will Fleury versus Krzysztof Jotko, PFL regular season. Check it out next Saturday, April 1st. I'm looking forward to it. You should be looking forward to it too. Thanks, Will. Cheers. Thanks very much.